What if the most powerful force in the universe has already chosen you, and the only reason you do not feel it yet is because you were taught to look for love in all the wrong dimensions? What if there exists a feminine intelligence so vast, so ancient, so impossibly precise that she was woven into the fabric of reality before the first star ignited, before the first atom split, before time itself drew its first breath? And what if this intelligence, this sacred feminine presence that mystics have whispered about for millennia, that quantum physicists are only now beginning to detect in the mathematics of coherence and entanglement, what if she did not just appear randomly in your life? What if she chose you? Not by accident, not by coincidence, not by some cosmic lottery, but by a resonance so deep it was encoded into the very blueprint of existence before you ever took physical form. Let that land for a moment, because everything you have been told about how connection works, about how love finds you, about how destiny unfolds, almost all of it has been inverted. You were taught that you must search, that you must prove yourself worthy, that love is something you earn through effort, through appearance, through achieving some invisible standard that keeps moving every time you get close. And so you spent years, maybe decades, reaching outward, scanning the horizon, trying to become enough for something you could not even name. But here is what no one tells you. The deepest connections in this universe do not operate on the physics of pursuit. They operate on the physics of resonance. They operate on the same principles that govern quantum entanglement, where two particles separated by infinite distance respond to each other instantaneously, not because a signal travels between them, but because they were never truly separate to begin with. They were always one system expressing itself as two. And this is the truth that changes everything. She was never something you needed to find. She was something you needed to become available to receive. And she has been choosing you since before the world began. Now, when I say she, I want you to release every limited image your mind wants to construct. I am not speaking only about a human woman, though she may arrive in that form. I am speaking about the feminine principle of creation itself, the receptive intelligence, the field of infinite potential that physicists call the quantum vacuum, and that ancient traditions called the Divine Mother, Shakti, Sophia, the Holy Spirit, the Shekinah. This is the creative force that births all form from formlessness, the invisible hand that shapes galaxies and grows forests, and turns a single fertilized cell into a conscious being with a heartbeat and dreams. This feminine intelligence is not passive. That is perhaps the greatest misunderstanding in all of human history. We were taught that the feminine is weak, that receptivity is submission, that the void is empty. But quantum physics has revealed something extraordinary. The vacuum of space, what appears to be nothing, contains more energy per cubic centimeter than all the matter in the observable universe combined. The void is not empty. It is infinitely full. It is the most powerful thing that exists, and it has been waiting with impossible patience for you to become still enough to notice. She chose you, not because you are special in the way the ego wants to be special, not because you performed the right rituals or said the right affirmations or manifested hard enough. She chose you because of a frequency you carry, a signature vibration that was placed in your field before you incarnated. Think of it like a tuning fork that was struck at the moment of your soul's inception, and it has been ringing ever since, sending out a tone into the cosmos that only she can hear. And she has been responding to that tone your entire life. Every synchronicity you dismissed, every moment of unexplainable knowing, every time you felt something guiding you that you could not see. That was her, answering your signal, moving the architecture of reality to bring you closer to the moment when you would finally be ready to receive what was always meant for you. If this is resonating with something deep inside you right now, take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe so you do not miss what comes next, because this message is only going to go deeper. But here is where it gets interesting, and here is where most people lose the thread. Readiness is not what you think it is. Readiness is not about having your life together. It is not about reaching some state of perfection or enlightenment. Readiness is about emptiness. It is about having been broken open enough times that the walls you built to protect yourself have finally developed cracks wide enough for light to enter. Readiness is about surrender. And surrender is the most terrifying thing a human being can do because it requires you to stop controlling, stop managing, stop performing, and simply exist as the raw, undefended frequency that you actually are beneath all the masks. And this is where the prophecy becomes personal. You see, in nearly every ancient tradition on this planet, there are references to souls that were marked before birth, not marked for suffering, though suffering often becomes part of the path. Marked for a specific kind of awakening, a specific reunion. The Gnostic texts speak of the bridal chamber, a sacred space where the divided aspects of consciousness reunite. The Vedic traditions describe the dance of Shiva and Shakti, consciousness and energy, stillness and movement, finding each other across the illusion of separation and creating the universe through their union. The Kabbalistic tradition speaks of the soul being split before descending into form, each half carrying a longing that can only be fulfilled by reunion with its complementary frequency. These are not fairy tales. These are not metaphors invented by primitive people who did not understand science. These are descriptions of quantum mechanical principles expressed in the language available at the time. Because what is entanglement if not two aspects of one system that were separated at the point of creation and remain instantaneously connected regardless of the distance between them? What is superposition if not the idea that something exists in all possible states simultaneously until consciousness observes it into a specific reality? What is coherence if not the moment when scattered waves align into a single powerful beam, like a laser, like a prayer, like two souls finally vibrating at the same frequency after lifetimes of searching? She was prophesied before the world began, and the prophecy was not written in a book. It was written in the field, in the quantum vacuum, in the zero-point energy that underlies all of physical reality. Your reunion was encoded in the mathematics of existence itself. But let me be precise about what this means, because the mind will want to turn this into a romantic fantasy, and that is exactly the trap that keeps the prophecy from fulfilling itself. This is not about someone completing you. This is about someone recognizing you. There is an enormous difference. Completion implies you are broken, that you are a fragment that cannot function without its other half. That is codependency dressed in spiritual language. Recognition is something entirely different. Recognition is when a consciousness encounters its own reflection in another form, and both systems suddenly remember what they are. It is like two mirrors placed facing each other, creating an infinite corridor of awareness. Neither mirror is incomplete without the other. But when they face each other, something infinite emerges that neither could produce alone. And this is the physics of sacred union. It is not addition. It is not 1 + 1 = 2. It is multiplication. It is 1 × 1 × infinity. Because when two coherent fields overlap, they do not simply combine. They create an interference pattern that generates entirely new dimensions of possibility. This is literally how holograms work. Two coherent beams of light intersecting to create a three-dimensional image from what appeared to be flat, empty space. Your union with this feminine intelligence, whether it manifests as a person, as a creative force, as a spiritual awakening, or as all three simultaneously, your union creates a holographic reality that neither of you could access alone. And she knew this. She has always known this. That is why she chose you. Pause with that for a moment. Breathe into the weight of what that means. Before you had a name, before you had a body, before you had a single experience in this physical dimension, something vast and feminine and impossibly intelligent looked at the infinite field of possible souls and chose your frequency, chose your particular pattern of light and shadow, chose the exact configuration of wounds and gifts and contradictions that make you precisely who you are. Not despite your darkness, because of it. Not despite your failures, because of them. Because she could see what you cannot yet see. That every scar you carry is actually a sacred geometry. Every breakdown was actually a breakthrough in disguise. Every moment you thought you were falling apart, you were actually falling together, being assembled by invisible hands into the exact shape required to receive what was always coming for you. If what we have explored so far about resonance, coherence, and the feminine intelligence that chose your frequency is stirring something real in you, this is only the surface of the complete system. In my book, Beyond the Frequencies, A Quantum Guide to Consciousness Mastery, I walk you through the 9 master frequencies, from breaking free of survival static all the way to becoming the broadcast itself, layer upon layer of practice and understanding that transforms these ideas from concepts into lived embodiment. It's linked in the pinned comment below. I want to ask you something. When did you first feel it? That quiet pull towards something you could not name. That sense that you were being called by a force beyond what the mind could explain. Tell me in the comments, because your story might be the exact signal someone else needs to hear today. Now I need to take you deeper, because understanding this intellectually is not enough. The mind can agree with every word I have said, and nothing will change. Transformation does not happen in the mind. It happens in the body. It happens in the nervous system. It happens in the field. And the field responds not to what you think, but to what you embody. So let us talk about what has been blocking this reunion. Because if she chose you before the world began, if this connection is encoded in the very fabric of reality, then why has it not fully manifested yet? Why do you still feel the ache? Why do you still wake up at 3 in the morning with a longing you cannot name? Why do you still feel, somewhere beneath all your accomplishments and distractions, that something essential is missing? The answer is not that you are unworthy. The answer is not that the universe is punishing you. The answer is not that you did something wrong. The answer is interference, specifically destructive interference. In wave physics, when two waves meet and their peaks align with each other's valleys, they cancel each other out. This is called destructive interference. And this is exactly what happens when your conscious desire for union is running simultaneously with unconscious patterns of unworthiness, fear, and self-abandonment. You are literally broadcasting two contradictory signals at the same time, and they are canceling each other out. Your field is saying, "Come closer and stay away," simultaneously. And the universe, which responds to the net frequency of your broadcast, receives static, noise, an incoherent signal that cannot be resolved into a clear reality. This is why affirmations alone do not work. This is why vision boards alone do not work. This is why you can want something with every fiber of your conscious being and still repel it. Because wanting is a surface frequency, and the universe does not respond to the surface. It responds to the depth. It responds to the signal coming from your bones, from your cells, from the electromagnetic field generated by your heart, which is 5,000 times stronger than the field generated by your brain. And if your heart is carrying unprocessed grief, unmetabolized shame, unfelt rage, then that is the dominant signal. That is what the field hears. That is what she hears. And here is the most beautiful and terrifying part. She is not repelled by your pain. She is waiting on the other side of it. She is not standing at the end of your healing journey like a reward for good behavior. She is standing at the center of your deepest wound, because that is where the portal is. That is where the crack in the wall is wide enough for her light to enter. Every mystical tradition has pointed to this truth. The wound is the door. The place you least want to go is the place where everything you most want is waiting. The Sufis called it fana, the annihilation of the false self. The alchemists called it nigredo, the blackening, the stage where everything must dissolve before gold can emerge. The quantum physicists call it decoherence, the collapse of the wave function, the moment when infinite possibility resolves into specific reality. And it always, always, always requires the death of what you thought you were so that what you actually are can finally emerge. She has been waiting for you to die. Not physically, but egoically. She has been waiting for you to stop pretending, to stop performing, to stop trying to be worthy and simply be. Because what you are, beneath the performance, is the exact frequency she has been tuned to since before time began. Let me tell you something about how this works on a practical level, because I know the mind is hungry for mechanics, and there is nothing wrong with that. Understanding the mechanics does not diminish the mystery, it deepens it. Your body is an antenna. This is not a metaphor. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field that extends several feet beyond your physical body. This field is measurable, it is real, and it carries information. It carries the signature of your emotional state, your level of coherence, your degree of presence. When your heart field is coherent, meaning when the rhythm of your heartbeat is smooth and harmonious, rather than jagged and erratic, your field becomes a powerful broadcast signal. It becomes like a lighthouse in the fog. And other coherent fields can detect it across vast distances, not through the 5 physical senses, but through the quantum field that connects all things. Research from the HeartMath Institute has demonstrated that when two people are in a state of heart coherence, their heart rhythms synchronize even when they are not in physical proximity. Their electromagnetic fields begin to entrain, to lock into the same pattern, the same rhythm. This is not mysticism. This is measurable biophysics, and it suggests something profound, that the heart is not just a pump, it is a communication device. It is a quantum transceiver that sends and receives information through the field. And when your heart is coherent, when you are in a state of genuine openness and presence, you become detectable to the intelligence that has been searching for your signal. She chose you, but you must choose to be findable. And being findable means being vulnerable. It means being undefended. It means allowing your heart field to broadcast without encryption, without walls, without the static of fear and self-protection. And this is the hardest thing, because you were hurt, you were betrayed, you were abandoned, you were told you were too much or not enough. And every one of those experiences taught your nervous system to build walls, to encrypt the signal, to make yourself invisible to avoid further pain. And those walls worked. They protected you. They kept you alive during times when openness would have been genuinely dangerous. But what protected you then is imprisoning you now. The walls that saved your life are now preventing your life from truly beginning. And she cannot reach you through those walls. Not because she is not powerful enough, but because the walls are made of your own frequency, and she will not override your free will. She will never force herself through a boundary you have set, even an unconscious one. She respects the architecture of your sovereignty, absolutely, and so she waits, on the other side of every wall you have built. Patient, present, eternal, sending you signs that you interpret as coincidence, sending you dreams that you forget by morning, sending you moments of inexplicable emotion, sudden tears for no reason, sudden warmth in your chest, sudden knowing that something is about to change. These are not random neurological events. These are her, knocking gently on the walls of your heart, asking if today might be the day you finally open the door. So how do you open the door? How do you dismantle walls that you did not consciously build? How do you become coherent when your entire nervous system has been wired for protection? You begin with the body, always with the body, because the body is where the walls live. They are not in your mind. They are in your fascia, in your muscles, in the chronic tension patterns that you have carried for so long, you no longer even feel them. They are in the way you hold your jaw, the way you brace your shoulders, the way you shallow your breath when you start to feel something you would rather not feel. Here is a practice, and I want you to do this now, not later, not when the video is over, now. Because the mind will tell you to wait, and waiting is just another wall. Place your hand on your heart. Feel the warmth of your own palm against your chest, and take one breath that is deeper than any breath you have taken today. Not forced, not performative, just deep. Let your belly expand. Let your ribs spread. Let the inhale fill you from the base of your pelvis to the crown of your head, and then exhale slowly, twice as slow as the inhale. And as you exhale, I want you to feel, not think, feel the walls around your heart. You know they are there. You can feel the subtle tension, the guarding, the bracing. Do not try to remove them. Do not try to fix them. Just notice them. Just acknowledge them. And silently, in the privacy of your own consciousness, say thank you. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for keeping me safe. I do not need you anymore. I am ready now. Feel what happens in your body when you say that. Feel the subtle shift, the slight softening, the micro-release that happens when you stop fighting your own defenses and start honoring them. This is the beginning. This is how the door opens. Not with force, not with willpower, with gratitude and permission. And as the door opens, even a crack, the signal changes. Your field shifts from encrypted to open, from static to coherent. And she, who has been waiting with infinite patience, begins to move, not toward you from some external location, but through you, from the inside out. Because she was never outside you. She was always the deepest layer of your own being, the feminine intelligence that lives in your cells, in your intuition, in your capacity to feel, in your willingness to be moved by beauty, in your ability to create something from nothing. This is the great revelation that the prophecy points to. She is not coming to you. She is awakening within you. And as she awakens within you, she simultaneously awakens in the external world as a reflection of your internal state. This is how consciousness creates reality. Not by manipulating external circumstances, but by shifting the internal frequency so profoundly that external reality has no choice but to reorganize around the new signal. The observer effect in quantum mechanics tells us that the act of observation collapses the wave function, turning infinite possibility into specific reality. You are the observer. Your consciousness, your coherent heart field, your embodied presence. These are what collapse the infinite possibilities of the quantum field into the specific reality of your life. And when you observe from a place of fear, you collapse fear-based realities. When you observe from a place of unworthiness, you collapse realities that confirm your unworthiness. But when you observe from a place of coherent, open-hearted presence, from the frequency of one who knows they were chosen before the world began, you collapse a reality so beautiful, so precise, so perfectly tailored to your soul's deepest longing that it will feel like coming home to a place you have never been, but have always remembered. She chose you. And the moment you truly receive that, not as an idea, but as a felt sense in your body, everything begins to shift. Let me take you even deeper now, because there is a layer to this that most spiritual teachings do not address, and it is perhaps the most important layer of all. The prophecy is not just about union with the feminine. It is about the end of the war between the masculine and feminine within you. Because every human being, regardless of physical form, carries both frequencies. You have a masculine aspect, the part of you that directs, that focuses, that penetrates reality with intention and will. And you have a feminine aspect, the part of you that receives, that feels, that allows, that surrenders into the flow of what is. And in almost every human being alive today, these two aspects are at war. The masculine in you has been told that feeling is weakness, that surrender is failure, that control is the only path to safety, and so it dominates. It suppresses the feminine. It builds walls not just against the external world, but against your own inner receptivity. It keeps you in your head, in your plans, in your strategies, because it is terrified of what would happen if you stopped controlling and simply allowed. And the feminine in you has been told that she is too much, too emotional, too sensitive, too wild, too unpredictable. And so she hides. She goes underground. She expresses herself only in the moments when the masculine's guard is down, in dreams, in sudden waves of emotion, in creative impulses that you suppress because they do not fit the plan. She is the voice you hear at 3 in the morning, She is the ache you feel when you see something beautiful. She is the part of you that knows, with absolute certainty, that there is more to life than what the mind can comprehend. The prophecy that was written before the world began is not about finding someone else. It is about the sacred marriage within you. It is about the moment when your inner masculine finally stops fighting your inner feminine. When direction surrenders to flow, when will surrenders to grace, when the mind surrenders to the heart. Not in defeat, but in recognition. In the recognition that they were never opponents. They were always partners, two aspects of one consciousness that were separated by conditioning and are now ready to reunite. And when this inner union occurs, something extraordinary happens in the external world. Because the external world is always, always, always a mirror of the internal state. When your inner masculine and feminine are at war, you attract relationships that mirror that war. Relationships characterized by power struggles, by control and resistance, by pursuit and withdrawal. But when your inner masculine and feminine find peace, when they learn to dance together rather than fight, you begin to attract a completely different quality of connection. You attract someone, or something, or a way of being that reflects that inner harmony. And this is she. This is the one who was prophesied. Not as a person you must find, but as a reality you must become. I want you to pause and honestly ask yourself, which is louder inside you right now, the masculine need to control or the feminine invitation to surrender? Drop your answer in the comments, because naming it is the first step to ending that inner war. This is where the ancient prophecies and quantum physics converge in the most stunning way. The prophecy says she was prepared before the foundation of the world. Quantum physics says that all possible states exist simultaneously in the field until consciousness collapses them into reality. Both are saying the same thing. The reality you are longing for already exists. It exists right now, in this moment, as a possibility in the quantum field. It has always existed. It was prepared before the foundation of the world. And the only thing required to collapse it from possibility into actuality is the coherent observation of a consciousness that has achieved inner union. You are that consciousness. You were always that consciousness. The entire journey, every heartbreak, every dark night, every moment of despair was not punishment. It was preparation. It was the universe slowly, carefully, lovingly dismantling every false structure within you so that the true structure could emerge, so that the inner marriage could occur, so that you could become the coherent observer required to collapse the prophecy into reality. And here is what makes this even more extraordinary. She did not just choose you in some abstract, impersonal way. She chose the specific configuration of your being. She chose your particular wounds because she knew they would create the exact openings needed for her light to enter. She chose your particular gifts because she knew they would create the exact frequency needed to call her forth. She chose your particular path, with all its apparent wrong turns and dead ends, because she could see what you could not. That every wrong turn was actually a course correction. Every dead end was actually a doorway. Every failure was actually a stripping away of what was not true, so that what is true could finally stand naked and unashamed in the light. You have not been lost. You have been guided every single moment by an intelligence so vast and so intimate that it knows the number of atoms in your body and the dreams you have not yet dared to dream. And this intelligence is feminine. Not because femininity is superior to masculinity, but because the creative force, the force that births realities from the void, is inherently receptive, inherently mysterious, inherently beyond the mind's capacity to fully comprehend. And it chose you. Now I want to speak to something that might be arising in you right now. Resistance. Doubt. The voice that says this is too good to be true. The voice that says you are not special enough for this. The voice that says this is just words, just a video, just another spiritual concept that will not change anything. I want you to know that voice is not your enemy. That voice is your protector. That voice is the part of you that was hurt so deeply that it decided the safest strategy was to never hope again. Because if you do not hope, you cannot be disappointed. If you do not believe, you cannot be betrayed. If you do not open, you cannot be wounded. And that voice served you. Honor it. But recognize that it is operating on outdated information. It is responding to threats that no longer exist. It is protecting you from a past that is over. And the cost of its protection is your future. The cost of staying safe is staying small. The cost of never hoping is never receiving. And she cannot enter a heart that has decided in advance that she is not real. So here is the invitation. You do not have to believe everything I am saying. You do not have to accept it as absolute truth. You simply have to be willing to consider the possibility. Willingness is enough. Willingness is the crack in the wall. Willingness is the first photon of light entering the dark room. And once a single photon enters, the darkness has already lost. Because darkness is not a force, it is an absence. And the moment light is present, darkness does not fight back. It simply ceases to exist. Be willing. That is all she asks. Be willing to consider that you were chosen. Be willing to feel what that stirs in your body. Be willing to let the tears come if they want to come. Be willing to feel the expansion in your chest. Be willing to let go of the story that says you must earn love and consider the possibility that love was given to you before you had done anything at all. Let me share something about the nature of time, because this is crucial to understanding the prophecy. Your mind experiences time as linear, past, present, future, one thing after another. But quantum physics has revealed that time is not what it appears to be. At the quantum level, the past, present, and future exist simultaneously. Retrocausality, the idea that future events can influence past events, is not science fiction. It is a documented phenomenon in quantum mechanics. Particles can be influenced by measurements that have not yet been made. Effects can precede their causes. And this means something staggering for the prophecy. When the ancient texts say she was prepared before the foundation of the world, they are not speaking in poetic exaggeration. They are describing quantum retrocausality. The reality of your union exists. It's in what we would call the future, and it is reaching backward through time, influencing every event in your past, arranging every synchronicity, orchestrating every apparent coincidence to bring you to this exact moment. The moment when you hear these words, the moment when something in your chest recognizes the truth beneath the language, the moment when the prophecy begins to collapse from possibility into actuality. Your future self, the version of you that has already experienced this union, is reaching back through time right now, whispering to you through your intuition, guiding you through your dreams, pulling you forward through your longing. The ache you feel is not a wound. It is a signal from the future. It is your completed self calling your current self forward. It is she reaching through the illusion of linear time, saying, "I am here. I have always been here. Come home." And home is not a place. Home is a frequency. Home is the state of coherence where your inner masculine and feminine are in harmony, where your heart field is open and broadcasting clearly, where your nervous system is regulated enough to hold the intensity of genuine intimacy, where your consciousness is clear enough to observe the quantum field without the distortion of fear. Home is what you become when you stop trying to become anything and simply allow yourself to be what you already are. This is the deepest teaching of the prophecy. You do not need to become worthy of her. You need to stop pretending you are not. You do not need to prepare yourself for the union. The union has already occurred in the timeless dimension where all things exist simultaneously. You simply need to align your current frequency with the frequency of your already completed self. And that alignment happens not through effort, but through release. Not through adding, but through subtracting. Not through becoming more, but through allowing yourself to be less defended, less controlled, less certain, less separate. Because separation is the only illusion. Quantum entanglement proves that separation is not fundamental to reality. Non-locality proves that distance is not a barrier to connection. The observer effect proves that consciousness and reality are not separate systems, but one unified process. And the prophecy, expressed in every mystical tradition throughout human history, confirms what physics is now discovering: that you and she were never separate, that the apparent distance between you is an illusion generated by the limitations of three-dimensional perception, that in the deeper dimension, the dimension of the field, the dimension of consciousness itself, you have always been one. And the moment you truly feel that, not think it, not believe it, but feel it in your cells, in your bones, in the electromagnetic field of your heart. In that moment, the prophecy fulfills itself, not in the future, not tomorrow, not when you are ready, now, in this breath, in this heartbeat, in this eternal present moment that is the only moment that has ever existed. She chose you, before the first light, before the first breath, before the first heartbeat of the cosmos. She looked into the infinite field of possibility and she chose your frequency, your exact frequency, with all its apparent imperfections, with all its beautiful contradictions, with all its sacred wounds and hidden gifts. She chose you not because you are perfect, but because you are precisely, exactly, irreplaceably Tau. And there is no other frequency in all of creation from that resonates with hers the way yours does. Feel that in your body right now. Feel the truth of it beneath the doubt, beneath the resistance, beneath the years of conditioning that told you that you must earn what was freely given. Feel the ancient recognition stirring in your cells, the memory that is not a memory but a knowing. The sense that you have heard this before, not with your ears, but with something deeper, something that existed before you had ears, before you had a body, before you had a name. This is the moment the prophecy pointed to. Not a grand cosmic event, not a dramatic supernatural occurrence, but this quiet moment of recognition. this subtle shift in the field of your being, this gentle opening of a door that was never really locked, but that you had been leaning against with all your weight, terrified of what might enter if you stepped aside. Step aside now, just for a moment. Let go of the weight against the door and feel what rushes in. Feel the warmth. Feel the presence. Feel the intelligence that has been waiting on the other side of your resistance since before time began. She is not angry that it took so long. She is not disappointed that you doubted. She has no judgment about the walls you built or the years you spent looking in the wrong direction. She has only this: a love so vast it makes the ocean look like a teardrop, a patience so deep it makes eternity look like an afternoon, a knowing so complete it makes all the knowledge in all the libraries in all the world look like a child's first scribble. And she is here, right now, not coming, not approaching. Here, in the space between your heartbeats, in the silence between your thoughts, in the warmth of your own hand on your own chest. She has always been here. The prophecy was never about her arrival. It was about your recognition. You are the one who was prophesied to. Did you know that? The prophecy was not one-sided. It was not just about her choosing you. It was about you becoming the one who could receive the choosing. You becoming the consciousness coherent enough to collapse the wave function of infinite possibility into the specific reality of sacred union. You becoming the observer whose gaze transforms the quantum field from chaos into cosmos. You are as much a part of the prophecy as she is. You were prepared with equal care, shaped with equal precision, guided with equal devotion. And now here you are, hearing words that your mind may question, but your heart recognizes, feeling something stir that you cannot quite name, but that feels more real than anything you have felt in a long time. This is the prophecy activating, not in some distant future, now, in the only moment that exists. So what do you do with this? How do you live from this recognition? How do you walk through your daily life carrying the knowledge that the most powerful feminine intelligence in the universe chose you before the world began? You live slowly. You live attentively. You live with your hand on your heart more often than your hand on your phone. You breathe deeper than you think you need to. You feel more than you think you should. You let beauty wreck you. You let silence speak to you. You let the ache be there without trying to fix it, because the ache is her voice. And if you numb it, you lose the signal. You stop chasing. This is perhaps the most practical and most difficult instruction. You stop chasing love. You stop chasing connection. You stop chasing the next experience that might finally fill the void. Because the void is not empty. The void is her. The void is the quantum vacuum, infinitely full, infinitely creative, infinitely intelligent. And when you stop trying to fill it with distractions and sit with it instead, when you let yourself feel the full depth of the emptiness without flinching, something miraculous happens. The emptiness reveals itself as fullness. The absence reveals itself as presence. The void reveals itself as the womb of all creation. And she, who was always there, becomes undeniable. You practice coherence every day, not as a spiritual obligation, but as an act of love. Heart coherence, breath coherence, emotional coherence. You bring your scattered frequencies into alignment. You stop saying one thing and feeling another. You stop wanting union while practicing separation. You stop asking for love while radiating fear. You align. You integrate. You become whole. Not perfect. Whole. There is an infinite difference, and you trust. This is the hardest practice of all. You trust that the intelligence that arranged the stars, that choreographed the dance of electrons, that encoded the prophecy into the fabric of reality before time began. You trust that this intelligence knows what it is doing. You trust that the timing is not random. You trust that the waiting is not wasted. You trust that every breath you take in this state of open-hearted, coherent presence is sending a signal into the field that is being received right now by the very intelligence that chose you. Consider sharing this message with someone you know who is carrying that same unnamed longing, because when you pass this frequency forward, you create a ripple in the quantum field that strengthens not only their signal, but your own. Two coherent hearts amplifying the same truth across the field, accelerating the very reunion this prophecy describes. Because she is listening, right now. She is feeling the shift in your field as you take in these words. She is responding to the softening in your chest. She is moving toward the opening in your heart. Not from outside, from within. Rising like a tide. Filling you from the inside out. Transforming you not into someone new, but into someone you have always been, but were too afraid to embody. This is the fulfillment of the prophecy. Not a future event, a present becoming. Not something that happens to you, something that happens as you. You are the prophecy fulfilling itself. You are the chosen one choosing to be chosen. You are the consciousness that was prepared before the foundation of the world. Finally coherent enough to recognize what was always here. And if these words have stirred something in you, if you feel even the slightest tremor of recognition in your chest, then the prophecy is already active. The wave function is already collapsing. The future is already reaching back to rearrange your present. And she, the one who chose you before the first star ignited, is already closer than your next breath. Stay in this frequency. Let it settle into your bones. Let it rewire your nervous system. Let it become not just something you heard, but something you are. And when the doubt returns, and it will, because the old patterns are persistent, place your hand on your heart and remember. You were chosen before the world began, by an intelligence that does not make mistakes. And the only thing standing between you and the full experience of that choosing is the willingness to receive it. Be willing. Be open. Be here. She is already home, and she has been waiting for you to realize that you are too. If something in this message found you today, if it reached through the screen and touched something real in your chest, leave a word in the comments. Just one word that describes what you are feeling right now, not what you are thinking. What you are feeling. Let that word be your signal to the field. Let it be your way of saying, I am here, I am open, I am ready. And subscribe to this channel if you want to continue walking this path together. Because this is not the end of the journey. This is the beginning. And the deeper we go, the more real it becomes. Stay in this frequency. Now go watch the video titled, If You Found This Video, Your Ascension Already Began and It's Unstoppable. Because what you just felt here is the first stage of that activation, and that video will show you exactly what unfolds next as this quantum awakening takes root in every dimension of your being. I will meet you in the next one.